even in his apology, it is not affection, just a whole lot of this. I don't know, maybe he might try to activate some brain cells up in there. Hi, my name is Tori. Welcome to Commentary, where I talk even when no one is listening. Before we get into this video, I'd like to implore you to like, share, subscribe, and comment because I am new out here. Today, I'm going to talk about empathy, grief, and Travisscott's 2021 Astroworld tragedy / disaster / poor management. But we'll be dissecting that in a few. So this topic kind of came up like in my mind from, I don't know, a long time ago. Can't tell when. Now I finally do it. And recently a creator that I recently discovered too, his videos slap. What I mean by slap, I watch from start to ending. His videos are awesome. Kyliejenner. I still feel like I pronounced that wrong, but we're not gonna talk about that. So grief is defined as keen mental suffering or distress over affliction or loss, sharp sorrow, painful regret. Grief is exposed differently depending on the person, and just because I don't see you crying, it doesn't mean that you're not grieve, right? Because grief also passes in different stages. And people grieve differently. People go through things differently, you know? Likewise, empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. But you try to find some sort of sympathy. Not exactly sympathy, but we can't find another word right now. You try to put yourself in another person's shoe to understand circumstances surrounding your situation. Entirely, that's what empathy means. Try to understand somebody in a situation. I'd like to touch a bit before we go into the Astroworld thingy about going through grief and expressing it on social media. And grief and empathy, they both come hand in hand. Now, people grieve differently, as I said before, and sharing it on social media. Some people want to share their business with the internet. My advice, don't. Because sometimes it does more harm than good. But how am I to tell people what to do? But I believe that, you know, me different from the other person. So some people would I like to tell people on the internet in business. I do not, and I will not. So that's a me and another person. However, if there's a person who's expressing grief on social media, I think what the audience can do is to respect that person to the best of their ability. Somebody share part of their life to you. The best you can do is be nice about it. Right? Recently, Travisscott's concert get out of control and shit happened. So what happened basically? Just for a synopsis. There were about 50,000 people pushing, shoving, panic. A full 25 song set was performed. Let's get into detail. Why never stop the show? Okay. So one person said from LA Times, quote, at 9:30 right there, that's when a few people started going down. Said the Houston Police Chief Troy Finner. Our people stepped up and immediately went to the producer and told him we are going down. According to the LA Times, fans were chanting that the show be stopped, but it continued anyway. Witnesses at the concert said we were super close. About an hour before the show started, I had a gut feeling that we should leave. Everyone was pushing and throwing things when they started the 30-minute countdown at 8:30. We were stuck, we were scared, and we knew we had to get out of there. Let's put our mind in another mind frame for a minute, please. We are in this crowded place with 50,000 other somebody like around. Pushing, shoving, and you know you have noise, different people doing one bag of things. That's scary. Oh my gosh. Another person who was there was saying that twice I landed on a pile of people, all of them screaming for help. The first time I was able to climb off. The second I needed to be pulled off. I was losing energy. I could feel people walking over my arms and legs. I was struggling to breathe. I had nothing left. Running over somebody, trampling somebody. like you step on somebody or run past somebody body, damaging their vital organs that they need for live, like cutting off their oxygen even. It's according to LA Times official reports that 8 people were killed. Autopsies were pending for some of the victims. A 10-year-old who attended the concert with his father remains in critical condition. So does the 22-year-old woman. Some of the victims suffered cardiac arrest, and the police reported at least one security guard was drugged by someone in the crowd. Wow. Travisscott literally had done this before. So in 2015, he actually pleaded guilty to charges of reckless conduct after urging fans at Lollapalooza to climb over barricades. In 2017, Scott faced misdemeanor charges of inciting a riot. So what did Travis do afterwards? 2 major things. 1, he made an apology video that pissed me off even before I watched it. Never want to watch him, but I watched it, and I do not recommend. He isn't even sincere in that apology, referring to his fans as they. I don't know, like affection, you know, you don't expect that, but for somebody who urges you to jump off a building during a big old concert, you don't expect safety from them. 2, he partnered with BetterHelp, which offered a month of free therapy. But the fact that they used this whole thing as publicity, and I say publicity because allegedly Travisscott did not earn commission from partnering with BetterHelp. He never made no money, allegedly. BetterHelp just saw the situation to boost their brand. Like, that's what I see, just for publicity. According to thecut.com, he didn't get paid. So, made that feel sick. 3, Travisscott and the Astroworld organizers, they're being sued for $750 million. Some sources say 2 billion, some people say 1 billion. Like, I don't know, he's not affectionate. Even in his apology, it is not affectionate, just a whole lot of this. I don't know, maybe he might try to activate some brain cells up in there. And this is what I think. Poor management. Now we start this out. Poor organization. 50,000 people to be cramped up like that. It was poor organization, poor management, poor arrangement. I heard that there were security guards. I don't know if they were overwhelmed with the amount of people, but regardless, it is up to you to hire the amount of people where can manage like 50,000 people. 2, lack of care for his fans. People go watch my concert, right? The least me can do as an artist is to keep them safe. The fact that the very people in the crowd had to be the one standing up and say, stop the show, stop the show, says a lot about what's actually happening in the crowd. Make sure at all times that they're okay. That's the least you can do. I don't hear things like this happening, down to the point that people die. These, you can't say then, well, this artist must care about me and my well-being, so I'm gonna feel safe going to their concert. But after this, I know some people are out there defending Travisscott. I know, and me that never feel good being a fan of his music and defending this, as they were asking him to stop and he did not. He performed a 25 full song set on stage while people were out there dying. Another little thing that I want to touch on, and it goes right back to the empathy point that I was making earlier. We touched on grief because these families have lost their loved ones due to this tragic incident. So, a little percent. People should care for each other too. I know that when you listen to a similar artist and you go to their concerts, all the people in the audience must share one common thing. And it is the fact that you are going to support this artist, and by supporting them, you have similar things in common with other people. Like, you like their style, you like their music, blah 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 blah. But what is of main importance is that you adore the artist, right? And I think to some degree, if it is going to be something that is so common with a group of people, you should care for each other. try to help others, and I'm sure that there were a lot of people in the crowd that were trying to help other persons, and they should be commended for that because they actually care about other people. Going to a concert, going some places, you know, although they're not obligated, it's good to have a duty of care for others. And when I first heard the phrase duty of care, it is a law definition. Yeah, I'm a law student or something like that. And the phrase duty of care means a moral obligation to ensure the safety and well-being of others. Moral obligation, meaning that you feel it is right in yourself to ensure that somebody is okay, whether or not that person is a stranger, a family member, your neighbor, whatever this person is. In other terms, you should prioritize caring for another person, and not only for yourself but care for people around you too. But this is not me trying to blame people. This is me just trying to say that sometimes we need to care for other people too. My consensus is care for each other, please. That's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week. I am sure about that. I'll see you next week. Yeah, treat people with kindness, I guess.